Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Hi. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that for a second. Um, I accidentally had the camera switched around, so that was fun. Um, Album Talk episode 14 coming up. And, hi, there we go. Awesome. Are just waiting for him to join. We can get on with episode 14, Toys in the Attic by Aerosmith. Hi, Peyton. How you doing?
Oh, how's it going?
It's going good. Audio and video are good on your end.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. So, are you
That's
ready for
great.
today's album review?
I'm really excited. Aerosmith, episode 14, Toys in the Attic. Yeah, I have a new
1975.
haircut. Went for kind of a
Oh,
Michael
it's
Stipe, Gord Downie thing.
it's
I mean, I
fine.
didn't actually go for that, but I just cut my hair short, which is kind of what I always do. Although I don't know if I've ever had it this short.
That's
This is
usually what
pretty
I
short.
get when I get it cut as well. I mean,
Yeah,
my hair doesn't grow long, it grows thick. So,
yeah.
it's easier to just to
That's
get.
the same with me. Yeah,
Well, hey, at least we
agreed.
know we won't bald as fast as other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, would you like to get started?
I'd love to. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, number one, the title track, Toys in the Attic. This has got some really good harmony on it, and it really drives in the message towards in the attic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It was a powerful rock song. It was kind of I wasn't sure if it had the right kind of energy for a first song, but it was still definitely a great song, and I'm glad that it gave the album its title.
Hmm. Do you think it was a good opener, or should it have been like reserved for a later track?
I think it probably should have been reserved for a later track.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too.
Yeah.
It probably would have worked better. I don't know what
Yeah.
could have opened it though.
If I
So,
had opened it, I would have gone with one of the hits, like either Walk This Way or Sweet Emotion.
well, sometimes you don't choose which ones are the hits either. So,
That's true. Yeah, they probably didn't have one in mind before. Then they realized which ones were becoming popular only after they released the album.
oh yeah. Although I think there are a few hidden gems on here that don't get as much credit as they should. But yeah, the title track
That's
is pretty
true.
good for an opening banger. All right, number two, Uncle Salty. What did you think of this
This
one?
was a funny one. This was a funny one, kind of like a story song. Story
Sure.
songs are always a cool
Yeah.
addition to albums. So I certainly thought the lyrics were great.
Mhm.
I don't remember much of the music of this one, but I think the music was all right too.
Goes like, when she cried in the night, no one did, like that. I think that's
Yeah,
this one.
it's coming back to me now.
Okay. So this one is it's an interesting one. Like you said, it is kind of a story song. I think it's basically about an uncle and probably like his niece, I want to say, or maybe
Something
even
like that. Yeah.
his daughter. I don't know. It doesn't really specify. It's all kind of vague, but it's got a catchy
Right.
hook. And I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
this is one of those songs where they kind of name they put the title after one of the verses instead of the chorus, which I can understand with certain songs. You want to do that.
Yeah, I like songs that have the title and the verses. That's definitely a different
Hmm.
choice. But it can really fit with a song's feel for some songs. So this was a good one.
True, that's true. So what did you think? You thought it was good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that one was good.
All right, I think this is where it really starts getting good. Number three, Adam's Apple. I really love the riff to this. I think it.
Yeah, I would agree. This was like the first song on the album that I like really could get into. It took me a while to like really get into this album. Like, took me a few
I think
tracks,
that's
but by this,
fair.
I had kind of settled in and I was like feeling it by this point.
Yeah, it took me a couple of times to get used to it too when I first heard it.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think this one is really fun.
Adam's Apple. I mean, Can't go wrong with a revamped biblical tale, you know.
Yeah, and I love like the line, "She ate it. Oh, it was love at first sight," like that.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of
Wait,
like
did you hear Love at First Sight or Love at First Bite?
love at
Because
first
I heard
sight.
Love at
No,
First
you're
Bite.
right. You're
Oh,
right.
it was Love at
Love at
First Bite.
first
I
sight.
thought there was a lyrical
Yeah,
discrepancy or something, or I had misheard it or
sorry,
something. But
I
okay,
misspoke.
that's fine. That's totally fine. No, I get what you mean. Yeah.
But I like that's a pretty clever wordplay. I like that because you kind
Yeah,
of
it is funny.
like
Yeah.
it's like a not really like a poison apple, but it's like a trance, like an
Yeah.
apple that puts you in a trance, kind of.
You know, it's an interesting idea because this was recorded during a time when there was still a lot of conflict between religion and rock and roll.
Oh, really?
And I can't help but think that this, I mean, this was before like Christian rock bands were like even a thing. This was before, um,
Yeah,
you
this is
know,
when rock is the devil.
very conservative Christians really came to accept rock and roll. And I can't help but think that maybe this started to bridge the gap by like telling a biblical story, but in a rock and roll format.
How many how many rock stars are Jewish out there? I don't know. Well, oh wait,
Oh, there's a lot.
yeah, there's
Geddy
probably
Lee.
plenty. Yeah, I think
I can
David
name
Lee
off a
Roth
million of them.
is.
David Lee Roth, Geddy Lee from Rush.
No, never mind.
What
There probably are quite a few.
Billy Joel is one,
Oh, really?
and yeah, Billy Joel. Other Jewish rock stars. There's a lot. If you like go into their Wikipedia page and then you scroll all the way down and it gives you a bunch of categories, and if it says Jewish musicians,
Oh,
Mark
I'm
Knopfler from
sure.
Dire Straits, he's Jewish. Paul Simon, just
They're
a ton
usually
of
some of
them.
the best
Neil Diamond.
entertainers, I've noticed. So at least I'm seeing kind
That
of.
tends to be true. I mean, you know, good entertainers can come from any background or religion.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, I thought this one was pretty good. I think this is when the album really
Yeah.
starts kicking off and really getting into gear. Because I think this was like only their second album, wasn't it? Or did no, they might have had one before
I
this.
think they had Aerosmith, Rocks, and Toys
Oh
in
yeah,
the
they had
Attic.
Rocks before this. I forgot. I thought Rocks came
Yeah.
after this. So yeah, never mind. So this was kind of their not their. This was their third effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam's Apple. That's a pretty good one. Now here's where we start getting into the hits. Number 4
Yeah.
is Walk This Way. I feel like this song has been talked about to death, but maybe you can offer something.
Yeah, I've definitely heard it on the radio before. It was on the mixtape that was played at the Halloween party where my parents met, so that's funny. But so were a lot of popular songs. So was Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 by Pink Floyd.
I don't really see this as much of a Halloween song, though. I can't really.
Well, it was kind of just a bunch of rock songs from I mean, it had some Halloween songs like Monster Mash and The Great Pumpkin Waltz, but then it also just had a bunch of rock pop songs.
Well, this is kind of like the story song you said before, where it's like kind of like a boy meets girl kind of thing.
Definitely a boy meets girl thing.
Although she kind of hooks him in this story.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like that, what's the AC/DC song from the one album by AC/DC we did, Got You by the Balls? It reminded me of that one, like,
Really?
where it's kind of like, you know, that boy just, like, allows himself to be led, you know, that sort of thing.
Tongue-in-cheek, in a way.
Sort of a submissive nature sort of thing. Yeah.
I mean, you don't really hear songs much like that. And, well, no, I'm not going to say that, because I'm sure there are probably a few of them out there.
Yeah,
Still.
I'm sure there are. Yeah. But overall, this is a great song, and it's got such a great guitar riff and super
Very
fast
memorable.
singing. You know, I can hear how it eventually became a rap rock song with the remix by Run DMC in the late '80s. Because even the singing in the original version of the song is very fast paced and up tempo. So I can hear how it would eventually become adapted to be a rap rock song.
I can, yeah. I mean, the rhythm of it works just so well with it. Landon, please.
Hello. Hi, Landon. Anyway.
All right, well, so that was number 4, Walk This Way, which was, you know,
Great
what else
song.
is there to say? It's a great song. It's a classic for a reason.
Highly recommend it. Probably one of the best on the album.
Come on. All right, so number 5 is called Big 10-Inch Record. What did you think of that one? This
Well,
was
this was
kind
funny because
yeah,
it was like a total throwback
hmm,
for all the album. It's pretty much
50s.
just Aerosmith's unique style of classic rock, and then he takes us to, a jazz, a bebop record you might have heard in the 50s.
Kind of doo-wop,
Um,
not a little bit.
Super doo-wop influenced, and he adopts a whole different style of singing. Um, he just really vibes with it in this song. He's it's definitely
Yeah.
unconventional. It's definitely not something I would have expected. But it was great.
Sometimes you just need a song like that too. It'll reel you back in, kind
Throw
of,
you off kilter a little bit. Yeah,
yeah, throw you
remind
for a
you
loop.
remind
But
you of what's remind you that you're actually listening to music.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. That was I phrased that poorly. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but yeah, I
No,
mean
I kind of
it's
get
a
it.
cool way to end side A, and it's just a fun little bebop.
I, th-
It's
I,
shorter than most of the other
I
songs,
think this was kind of a hit. It was, I mean, it's sandwiched in between like two really
though.
big hits,
Two of
but
the biggest hits. But
off
yeah,
of this
I
record.
mean, I
But
wouldn't be surprised if it became popular, even though it certainly wasn't in keeping with the popular genre at the time.
now I was kind of conflicted on this one because I didn't know if they were trying to go for a double entendre or if they were just trying to be very straightforward, like,
I've
oh, hey,
heard
it's a
conflicted
record.
sources on that. I was looking at the YouTube comments section, and I was hearing these funny stories from these people who listened to this record as kids, and their parents realized that there was this song, and they thought it was so dirty that they like scratched out the part of the record with a nail file.
What?
Um,
Really?
well, even though it doesn't have any explicitly dirty lyrics, they just heard the pause after Big 10 inch and like was like they were worried that it was like inappropriate simply because of that little
Uh,
hint,
I
hint
can
thing.
see. Well, maybe that was their intention too. Maybe they were intentionally trying to piss off the parents. I mean,
Maybe.
very
I mean,
anti-authoritarian, you know. I like to think I'm a
yeah, I'm
little
sure they
bit
were. But
sometimes.
it was funny to see how people can be so annoyed and ticked off at something that isn't even there, something that is only implied, something where there's a deliberate absence, and he leaves people to fill that absence, and then people are so offended by what they think should go in that absence, that they choose to write off the whole song. And I think it's actually
Yeah.
an interesting social experiment in some ways.
Yeah, it's kind of a test of what people
A
can
little bit of a test,
handle,
yeah, I would say so.
and
Yeah,
unfortunately, it still seems like those tests are necessary every once in a while. So,
perhaps.
but it's a pretty good jam for what it is,
It's a great jam,
and
yeah. They do a good job with
I think
it.
it's a nice throwback. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Hit number 2 off of this album. Number 6, Sweet Emotion.
Yeah. This might have actually been my favorite of the two hits, the one that
Really?
I preferred. I mean, it's just got a good vibe. It's got great harmonies, some of the best singing on the album, and
Mm.
also some mixed meter is used throughout the song. So I found that to be a
What?
nice, some mixed meter, like where they vary the tempo and the time signature throughout the
Uh,
song.
yeah, they do kind of, don't they? And plus, wasn't this in like a commercial a little while ago? I forget what it was. A
I
car
think it was. I
dealership.
think it's probably been in a lot of. I think both of these songs, "Walk This Way" and "Sweet Emotion," they're
Oh,
both good
obviously.
commercial songs.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I can see that
but I
actually.
think you're right. I think it was in a
Both are
commercial
cars.
that I remember being very recent.
I mean, I can think of both of them doing really well as car commercials, so I can see why.
Yeah, Drive This Way.
Now, I originally had. How long is your version of the song? Because I originally had like a 3-minute version, and I found this
Walk This
4-minute
Way.
one
Yeah,
with a
I found
guitar.
that there's conflicting. Um, I think I listened to the 4-minute version.
Oh, that
I
one's
think
probably
it's
the better
conflicting
one.
based on a single edit and the album edit.
Yeah, probably. I mean, and it
Yeah,
sounds a little more technologically advanced for what it is, or at least the version I heard in the commercials, where with like
right.
the
Yeah,
distorted vocals at the beginning. Of course, that could have just been because there's a thing I think where you can take your voice and sing through like a guitar's Tim,
a talk box. Yeah.
yeah, talk box like that.
Yeah. Some of that vocal science stuff is really cool. I mean, it can be annoying with like auto-tune and stuff, but at the same time, you can do
Yeah,
wondrous things that people of the 60s and 70s would never have imagined.
that's true. You just got to know when to use it and how to use it. That's what I think
Yeah.
most
You got to
important.
use it in an artistic way, not just a way to cover up mistakes and things.
And kind of, in moderation too. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't want to hear a whole song that sounds like a robot. No offense to the guys at Daft Punk,
Yeah.
although I know they're not.
As far as artists who sound like robots, they're probably among the best. I mean,
Yeah.
they're even included in some classic rock group collections. Like,
Oh, really?
I've seen several like posters of classic rock groups where they have like all these Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, and Daft Punk makes it on the list. But then so do groups like Coldplay and Maroon 5.
Yeah, they're a bit more modern with their rock and roll.
Yeah.
How about the White Stripes?
I
Nobody
like people
talks
like
about
that
the
who
White
are
Stripes.
open-minded and don't immediately write off. Oh, White Stripes are a great band.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we should do one of theirs. Like, well, we'll save that for another day.
That might be one of our most recent albums that we'd review.
Oh, you're hitting something, I can tell.
Yeah, our first
All
album
right.
from the 21st century.
That was number 6. Number 7 is No More, No More. So this is
was good.
Yeah.
I really liked this one. I especially liked the last 3 on this album. I think that it started to take on a different energy, a more progressive, more experimental energy near the end of the album, and I really liked that change in tone. And here's where it kind of starts, I feel like. With No More, No More.
Yeah, I like this one too.
Yeah, really good lyrics and music.
It kind of brings down the tempo from the Sweet Emotion song, and it kind of acts as like a sequel to it in a way, though, with kind of connecting themes where, like, the original was all about exploring, like, the possibilities as a rock band, staying up, meeting a bunch of women, and this is kind of like taking that and saying, like, hold on, I've had enough.
Yeah, there has to come a point where you stop, like stop and take
no more.
Take your time. Yeah, that's a very astute observation. I like that you saw that there were connecting themes in those two songs.
Yeah, but it's interesting they decided to emphasize it, like saying no more, no more. They could have just said no more, and that could have been all. But they decided
to. Cool about no more, no more.
There is. I mean, it has a good rhythm to it, and plus, it gives you more words.
Exactly.
So.
No, speaking of more words, the next one
fills it up. Okay, yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Number 8 is Round and Round.
Ooh, this one was a good one. I really liked it, and it just keeps going. One of the longest ones, I believe, on the album. It flows like a jam piece, like it just
kind of.
It starts off with these lyrics that are kind of constructed normally, and then it flows into this round and round and round and round section. And what I especially liked is the emphasis of the round went in a different beat than the actual drum beat of the song. Round and round and round and round and round. So like 1, 2, 3, 4 is your main beat of the song. 2, 3, 4, and you end up with like round and round and round and round and round. So it's a very contrasting beat, and I love polyrhythms in rock music. I mean, you have some great pieces with polyrhythms. I can think of. Have you listened to "Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite" from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band?
I have, but it's been a while. I might have to revisit that one again.
It's got a great polyrhythm section where it juxtaposes a 9/8 beat section with a 6/8 beat section, and it sounds super cool because these two compound meter beats are contrasted against each other. They're both squeezed into the same measure.
Yeah, I mean, and it's got
polyrhythms.
Yeah, and you said it's got there's kind of a prog kind of a feel for the second half of the album. This is where it is.
Very strong with this one.
This is where it is. Yeah. And
yeah.
I don't know if this is something for like the typical listener. This is something you have to listen to a few more times in order to
Ooh, what'd you
fully
find?
understand and everything. What?
What did you find? Was it something like special you found about the recording?
Well, not particularly. I just
Oh no,
think
you were
it's
just saying that like this is the kind of song that you have to get used to. You have to listen to it several times to really enjoy it.
yeah, I know I did. I had to
Cool.
listen to it a couple of
I mean,
times.
I pretty much enjoyed it right off the bat the first time I listened to it. So maybe everybody has different experiences.
I'm not denying that it's a good song. I'm just saying
Oh
it
yeah,
took me a little while to get into
absolutely.
it fully. But yeah, that's
Same.
a good one. But we end off the album with kind of a soft rock piano ballad.
I
You
loved
see
this
me
one.
crying.
This was
Mhm.
like my favorite. Oh my gosh, you see me crying. It's so good. It's so beautiful, and he takes it to such another level in this last song. Um, a level you'd never really expect. I mean, every song there's been even Sweet Emotion, which you'd expect to be a sweeter song, is not like that gentle. It's still
Kind
a
of
rock song at
nasty.
heart. And then
Yeah.
this is a rock ballad. You know, this is where he
Mhm.
really like takes the emotion to another level.
And this
He's
is
got such
different
a
from
great
the
voice.
80s ballads. This is a
He really
70s rock ballad.
he really
So,
smashes his vocal cords on this one, but certainly for a good cause. I mean, he sings with so much emotion and power, and it's wonderful to think that. I mean, Steven Tyler's voice is still really strong after all these years. I mean,
mhm. I
he's
think they're
just had
still
such a
touring. I
volatile
mean,
career of such intense vocal stylings, and yet he still manages to be a really strong singer at the end of the day.
pretty incredible. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is
know if I
incredible.
can do that. I'll have to. I'd have to practice every single day if I were going to do that. And plus,
Well,
I don't
nothing's
have
stopping you from
the
practicing every single day.
I don't
You know,
have
I
the
just
falsetto that he has and the wail. He's got like a wail.
you know, every singer has their own personality. You know that
That's
just
true.
because your personality isn't like his doesn't mean it's not worth as much in terms of
Well,
singing
thank
quality
you.
and stage presence.
Oh, you're so nice. You don't have to
Hmm.
sugarcoat it. You can tell me I can be bad.
I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm just telling the truth,
Well, thank you.
positive truth.
So yeah, would you
And
say that's a great way to end it? Where
I
it
would say that was the perfect ending track. As much as I didn't really agree with their choice for the opening track, I definitely agreed with their choice for the ending track.
mhm, kind of brings it to just like this perfect little close. Even the ending piano bit
Absolutely.
kind of sounds like the perfect way to end it.
Yeah.
So,
And did I mention the chord progression in this is super unique? I mean, it uses all these chords you'd never
yeah.
expect. It's a great piano part.
And they fit together well too.
Absolutely.
All right. So overall, what would you rate Toys in the Attic?
I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's not my favorite that we've reviewed, but it's certainly great. It's certainly a staple of classic rock.
Oh, I'd give it like an 8.7, but
Nice.
I would
That's
agree.
good.
I like most of the songs on here. In fact, I like the
Yeah.
majority of them. I mean, there's one or two
Same with
that
me.
probably could work better if they tweaked it a little bit or just rearranged the songs. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, this was still their infancy. They were still a pretty young band. They were only like 2 or 3 years old by this point.
I
So,
mean, you take a look at their later career with the Permanent Vacation album in like '87, and
oh
you
yeah,
analyze the difference. I mean, it's crazy. And then they're
that's one of the first albums I bought of theirs, Permanent Vacation. So
nice. Yeah,
I
they're
got to
still
take,
going strong nowadays. Oh,
yeah.
speaking of classic rock bands that are still going strong,
Oh,
did you hear that AC/DC is coming out with a new album?
really? Why?
Yeah. It was like a surprise announcement on Instagram. Their AC/DC official Instagram page had never made a post before, and all of a sudden, like a week ago, they start posting, and then they announced that they're making a new album for the first time in years.
Hmm. I'm kind of torn on that idea because Malcolm Young passed
Oh yeah, and
and
then one of them has like
Brian
dementia,
Johnson.
right, or something, or like
No, well, I don't think so. But Brian
one of them had to
Johnson
leave his
has like a
health
hearing
problems.
issue.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah,
Oh no,
that's
wait, maybe it was Malcolm Young that had dementia before he died, and then
yeah.
he died.
So it's
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to make that work, but
Well, I think that a lot of fans are really excited.
Oh, thank you, mail boy.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, I think that a lot of fans are really excited for that one.
it's cold.
Mm.
But yeah, I'd probably listen to it. I mean, I just don't know how well it would stack up with some of their other stuff with all the
Yeah.
members. So we'll just have to wait and see for that one. So we said our possible number 15 was going to be 2112 by Rush.
I would still love to do that one.
Okay.
And then I know that after that one, were we considering doing an album by the Indigo Girls? Is that what we had? Is that
Well,
what
you
I had
said a
proposed?
female artist, so I assumed, well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna choose like any artist. I thought I have a Stevie Nicks album, and I was thinking maybe
Stevie Nicks album.
Adele could work because we haven't done many modern artists.
Ooh, Joni Mitchell. Do you know Joni Mitchell?
That would be good. I've heard of her, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like Janis Joplin could work.
Oh, there's
too.
a lot. Maybe we'll end up dedicating multiple.
Well, we'll
Maybe
set
we'll
up a
dedicate-
couple of definites right now.
We'll set up some polls after we do 2112 next week. We'll set up some polls and see what. Maybe we'll put like Indigo Girls against Stevie Nicks and see
or
what
like
happens.
Oh, Pat Benatar, I forgot about her.
Oh, Pat Benatar too.
Good work.
Don't
Joan Jett is another one.
Ooh, yeah. I love rock and roll. Spend a little time near the jukebox, baby.
No, it's Put Another Dime in the jukebox.
Put another dime, It rhymes.
That's true. All right, so we'll pick that one out. Let's try to think of 3 definites though. So you said Indigo Girls. We could try that.
Yeah, if we were to do Indigo Girls, I would recommend either Rites of Passage, which was in 1992, or Swampophilia, which was in 1994. Both superb albums. And then Stevie Nicks. Do you know what Stevie Nicks solo album do you have?
I have Belladonna, which was her first one.
Nice.
Although she did a lot of collaborations on that one. She did one with Tom Petty and one with Don Henley.
That's pretty cool.
So, of the Eagles,
Nice.
So we'll put her on the table. And then you said Joni. I'm not really very familiar with Joni Mitchell.
We don't have to do Joni Mitchell if you don't want to.
Right.
Plus, at some point, I'd love to do a Bob Dylan album if we do like old folk rock from the 60s.
I've heard that Highway 64 Revisited is pretty good too.
Oh yeah, Highway 61 Revisit. I would love to do that one. Or Bringing It All Back Home.
No.
I would say that actually out of those two, Bringing It All Back Home is probably my favorite.
Really?
But I would also be happy to do Highway 61 Revisited. Either one of those, really.
I said 64. Sorry.
That's okay. It's fine.
I also had an idea we could do a Heart album.
Oh yeah. So maybe we could put Indigo Girls, Stevie Nicks, and Heart against each other and see how that goes.
All right.
We haven't done
what would the albums
be? We haven't done a 3-way poll yet, have we?
No, we have not. So this is going to be an interesting one. I was thinking we could do, for the Heart one, we could do, how about their debut? I think it's Dreamboat Annie is their debut.
Nice.
And that has I think that has Barracuda and Crazy on You on it, as well as Dreamboat Annie. So we could.
I'm looking it up right now. 1976. That's pretty cool.
So tell me I want to verify that I'm correct.
Oh no, it does not have Barracuda on it, but it looks like it has some great. Oh, it has Magic Man.
Okay, there you go. That's the one.
Understand, Mama, he's a Magic Man. It has that one. That's a good one.
All right. So you said which Indigo Girls one would you want to
do? Which would you rather? So Rites of Passage. That one is a little. That one's 2 years older than Swampophilia. That one has Galileo, Ghost, Virginia Woolf, Chicken Man. And then Swampophilia is a bit different. That one has Least Complicated, Power of Two, Reunion.
Well, I mean, what is their major style? Because, it's kind of tough to pick up on.
I don't know. I'd say they're mostly alternative rock.
Okay, so which album out of the two would you say falls more under that category?
I don't know. I'll have to think it over, but I'm
All
not
right,
sure. They're both so good. I couldn't possibly choose which one to do.
so Swampophilia, or the other one was?
Swampophilia?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one was called Rites of Passage.
Rites of Passage. All right. Okay, so we'll put that to a poll later on, but for the next one, we're definitely going to go through Rush 2112 because we know, Neil Peart passed away was it a couple of months ago already?
Wasn't it like a year ago at this point?
It might have
I can't
been.
even remember when he passed away.
Oh, I think it was a few months
sad,
ago. Just another reason to hate this year. Oh, well. Oh, are you looking it up?
Yeah. No, I'm looking up Belladonna, but I can look up Neil Peart too. Did he die earlier this year?
You can do this later. We're probably boring our audience.
Yeah, it was January. He died in January.
So it was January. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like 6 or 7 months ago then. So no, wait, it would have been like 8 months ago now. 8 or 9.
Yeah.
God, where does the time go? Where does it go?
No. I do not know.
I mean, it seems like time is relative, especially since we're all in quarantine. So.
Very true.
Well, sort of.
Yeah.
All right, well, so that was our thoughts on Toys in the Attic and possible future reviews. Thank you for joining us again, and I'm glad we got to talk again. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, Peyton.
No problem. This is always fun.
I'll see you next week for 2112.
Right. Yeah, I've got some work to finish, so I'll see you.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.